And we are recording. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Reverend Erin-Ashley. It's my honor and pleasure to lead you through some aura clearing and protection exercises today. We're going to just have a real conversation about whatever is going on in your life. My purpose today is to assist you as best I can so that you can leave here with some more energetic control, so that you can feel more peaceful, so that you can be in the world and show up in such a way that you feel grounded, protected, and able to really connect to your own energy without necessarily taking on everyone else's. So that's my intention. And what I'd love to know, go ahead and put it in the questions box. What do you most want to get out of this webinar? Like, if at the end of our time together today, what is the number one thing that you'd really love to walk away with? Go ahead and put it down, because the process of choosing your intention will allow you to focus your energy today, and that will allow you to find exactly what you need, so you can find whatever piece or whatever it is that you're truly wanting. All right, so go ahead and put that in the comments. I'm going to share them because I know they're going to be beautiful. And while I'm at it, let me know that you can see my screen. You should be able to see the aura clearing party slide. And then I'm going to turn that into a full slide soon. Okay, and Katie says, I would like to raise my vibration and release all that no longer serves me. Love it, Katie. It's blanket. You're not trying to focus on things that are outside of your control, and you are focusing on the perfect thing to control. Allie says, peace and calm. Marissa says, achieving a feeling of balance in order to help others. Love that, Marissa. And so great, so you can see it. So Marissa says she can see the screen, so thumbs up there. Sally says peace. Cheryl says, I love to clear any negative energy from me. Ditto what Katie says Karen. I like that. That's easy, right? Sipa says, how to keep my own energy clear and help others do the same so we can function optimally despite the cockamamie shite going on. I love you, Sipa. EJ says, to be able to recenter myself quickly while someone is down, or coping with them while staying myself. EJ, we've got, you'll want to pay attention to the fourth auric layer, EJ, because that's what we talk about. So layer 4. All right, Henry says, seeking better tools to help me feel and sense the things I need to clear out. Perfect. Great. Finding calm and balance. Melisha says, I can't speak, but I guess I can hear. That's perfect, Melisha. I have the audio off, so I can read your stuff, but you shouldn't be able to speak to me directly, because that'd be very noisy. All right, clearing negativity from my aura from Gail. Excellent. Heart emoji from Tsipa. Thank you. EJ says she can see the screen. Great. Tanya got the handout already. I have a handout for you. It's from the Empath Mechanics course that's currently not actually open. So it is not, I'm not accepting enrollment right now, but that's because I need to create a new sales page, and that's a lot of work, y'all. So anyway, it's not open, but I wanted to give you a handout that I thought would be helpful here. So anyway, we'll go into the handout later, but for now, let's go ahead and dive in. Heather says she'd like to clearly communicate with her guides. So, okay, great. Heather, that is lovely. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that the guides are going to crash the party, because even on the invite page, the registration page, it kept saying, like, a spirit guide party. And it's like, no, this is the aura party, and I couldn't get it to change. I did everything like they told me to, and it just wouldn't change. So the guides might be crashing. Okay, great, fabulous. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to go ahead and start this party. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, I'm Reverend Erin-Ashley, and oops, hold on. There we go. All right, so you are in the right place hold on, let's try this again. There we go. You are in the right place if you have had trouble maintaining your energy in public. This is especially true of my empaths. So if you're an empath, this is probably true for you. If you feel other people's negative vibes whenever you've, even whenever you have meditated, released, forgiven, used Reiki, and protected yourself. So if you've practiced protection and then you still feel like stuff's leaking into your energy field, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about that. If you want healthy energetic boundaries, that's really important. I highly recommend them. And if you're curious about energy mechanics, this is a great place. And if you want to learn how to work with your aura, obviously, I didn't put that in, and I thought I probably should have, but it was the title of the webinar. So anyway, what we're going to cover, we're going to start with the centering meditation to start us off. I want you to feel as relaxed and centered as possible as we go through this information so you can absorb as much of it as you really want and need to. And then we're going to explore the 7 layers of the auric field. And then I'm going to talk about why, whenever I'm doing readings, I only look at 4 layers. I just think it's kind of interesting. And then how the aura is connected to the chakras and the best practices for clearing and protecting your aura. Now, you can work with any of the 7 layers, but since this is specifically a protection call, clearing and protection, that's what we're going to talk about, specifically clearing and protecting your auras. Your aura, you only have one, but you've got all the layers. Anyway, this party is not for you if you're closed-minded. You wouldn't be here if you're closed-minded, but I have to put it in there. If you really want to feel other people's stuff constantly, so if you're spiritually or energetically nosy, I'm not going to be teaching that here. You absolutely hate jokes about spiritual stuff or don't like pictures of my cats occasionally. I do not think I actually put any cat photos in this webinar, so I apologize for that. But I do make jokes. That is just a part of my personality. I can't help it. If you believe that anyone who works in spiritual fields shouldn't make an offer or make money doing this work, I understand. It's a valid belief. However, I've dedicated my life to this, so I do make offers at the end. And of course, you are welcome to join if it resonates with you. Never join if it doesn't resonate with you, okay? Because that's never the purpose. But I do let you know what I have that is that you can purchase at the end, but I wait to the end to do that. Okay, so if you make it to the end of this webinar, which I'm sure you will because it's going to be fabulous, then I'm going to give you a meditation that is going to allow you to resonate with the Schumann's resonance. So Schumann's resonance is 7.83 hertz, and that is the same vibration as the Earth. And this is a meditation that I used audio technology, isochronic tones, and binaural beats, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And it's designed to help you clear your energy, specifically your chakras, and let you really ground and feel oneness with all that is. And whenever you clear, now the words in this particular meditation are for the chakras. It's a really powerful meditation. And then the energy helps clear the aura as well. So it's kind of a big old energy clearing one. And of course, at the end, I'm going to do a Q&A session about the aura chakras. And of course, I'm going to stop in the middle every once in a while just to see how you're doing. So I'm just we're going to do the meditation. And anyone who just joined, let me know how you're feeling if you haven't already done that. And I would just like to know, just so that if you have questions, by the way, if you have questions, type them down as you have them, right? So it's all good. So Melisha can't see the screen. Can't see the screen. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Derek loves cats. Okay, so keynote. All right, you should be able to see the screen again. All right, so sorry. I don't know why it did that, but it did. Okay, so thank you. And yes. All right. Hi, Sharon. So we need cats. Sorry, I will put more cats in it. So, all right. Claudia's feeling buzzy, not grounded. Everyone can see the screen again. Yay. All right, fabulous. So I'm going to see if I can increase this, make it bigger again without losing the, there we go, with this. Okay. See, it's not showing, it's not doing what I want it to do. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and, I just won't make it big. I don't know why it's not letting me make it big, but it's not. So that's all good. So it's all good. We're just going to do it this way. I feel great working on fabulous. Okay, great. Welcome, Leslie. And glad to do it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to show the screen as it is now, and that's just going to be good enough. Every time I try to expand the screen, I lose it. I don't know why I lose the stuff. View in the top left. I don't know what you're talking about, Sipa. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, so I am going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start the meditation. So let yourself relax and we're going to just relax. All right, so just go ahead and take a nice breath in and release it slowly. And as you breathe, allow your body to relax. First, feel the top of your head. Release any tension. Allow it to relax. Feel your forehead. And notice the space around and between your head. Feel your mouth relax. Feel the space within and around your chin and neck. Feel your shoulders relax, just releasing any tension, letting it melt. Feel your chest and back, and if there's any tension or tightness, release it. Feel the space, the peace in between your ribs. Allow it to expand as you continue to relax the muscles down your back. And feel your stomach expansive and open in energy. Your hips relaxed. Your buttocks releasing any tension. Your thighs and your calves. And feel your feet on the floor. And feel the space around you. And allow yourself to welcome the energy of love and stillness. The calmness that is already here, already surrounding you, permeating every cell of your being. Allow that calmness and stillness to expand. Feel it a few inches away from you. And then it expands to a foot. And then allow it to fill whatever room you are in. And allow yourself to visualize a white light coming down through the crown of your head, going straight down through your root. Let it travel all the way through the bottom of your feet. And feel as it cleanses anything that is ready to be released and purified and transformed, so that you can allow yourself to be at peace and find whatever it is you are looking for in this particular lesson, in this webinar and training. And so it is. All right, as you slowly come back to normal awareness, go ahead and let me know how you're doing in the comments. Okay. Wonderful. I got lots of responses pretty quickly. This is wonderful. Super relaxed, feeling calm and peaceful and still, warm and more relaxed, at peace. Feel lots of energy. Good, Karen. Still feeling unsettled, scared, drained, and sad. Not as much, but it comes and goes. That's okay, Tsipa. Especially, whenever you're super sensitive and super involved, then it can take, we took just a few minutes here, so we'll probably spend a little bit more time as the call goes on and doing things, okay? Cheryl's relaxed, Jennifer's feeling better, Derek's feeling a natural high, Katie's feeling relaxed and expansive, feeling it, high energy, more relaxed things, goodness, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, and Henry was able to feel a flowing. All right, wonderful. Okay, so this is the meditation that I like to do before I focus on stuff, right? And you may have noticed it's relaxing but energizing at the same time, depending on what your specific energy needs at this specific time. You may not feel super focused, right? So Tsipa, what I'd recommend for you is do this again later. Because, sometimes it takes a little bit more than once to do this. All right, so let me see if I can get to the next slide. Okay. Showing. See, the screen went away. Hold on. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So that must be a new update that they did. Okay. It is what it is, y'all. I'm going to have to figure that out at a different time. And then we're just going to have we're just going to have some fun here. All right, so a couple things to keep in mind. Everyone is unique and has their own path. So as I start to talk about the aura, its layers, etc., please understand that just because I talk about a certain way doesn't mean you're going to experience it in that exact way. So please give yourself the grace of disagreeing with me on individual points and trusting yourself over me, right? Because your energy is unique. Your experience of your energy is unique. And whenever you look to me for all the answers, instead of trusting yourself, you're getting out of your own power and you're not going to be able to hear your own unique path to healing, okay? So trust yourself as you play with these techniques. Some people love some of them, and some people just, it really doesn't work for them. So it's okay for you to have a different experiences from anyone else. Just be open-minded, play with it, and see what happens. Take kind of an experimental view of it. And also, please note that other professionals experience and explain these exact same concepts in different ways with slightly different meanings. This is what happens in this field because, again, just like I said, everyone experiences this just a little bit differently. So give yourself the grace of trusting yourself. So trust yourself. And also, please understand that some people see it visually and other people feel or know what the aura is, right? So just give yourself super amounts of grace. I've said it enough, right? So you got it. Be nice to yourself. Okay, so what is the aura and why look at it? So the aura is the energy field surrounding your physical body. I don't know why I didn't put this description in there. I don't know what happened to my definition. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to explain it. The aura is the energy that surrounds you. It, whenever I look at it, what I'm looking at is doesn't match the other energy centers, and I'll talk about what that means and why I do that later. But it gives you an idea of what is being created in this present moment. It's a very short-term creation-based energy system. It tells you exactly what's happening in your energetic field right now. And it shows whether you are energetically strong and protected energetically, or whether you are leaky in your energy field. You don't want to be leaky, it's no fun. And it also shows whether the energy is the appropriate size. Now we're going to talk about all of the 7 layers of the auric field, but you can expand them much larger than the recommended sizes that I'm going to talk about, right? And if you do that, then it can be it depends on why you're doing it, quite frankly. If you're doing it to connect with source and spirit, and you want to experience a ton of oneness, and you get to that state, then that's wonderful. If one of your layers is just off balance and it's just enlarged in an inappropriate way, you're running too much energy through it, then you're going to pick up everyone's stuff, especially if you're an empath. If you're an empath, please don't do that. You're not going to like it. It's not fun. So we want to have appropriate size. All right. So here are the 7 layers of the auric field. Layer 1 is related to the root chakra, that's at the base, and it is the etheric body. Layer 2 is the emotional body, and it's related to the sacral chakra. Layer 3 is the mental body. It's related to the solar plexus chakra. Layer 4 is the astral body, related to the heart chakra. Layer 5 is the etheric template body. This is the throat chakra. It's related to the throat chakra. It's not literally the throat chakra. Layer 6 is the celestial body. I don't know what that was. Body, and it has to do with the brow chakra. It's related to it. And then layer 7 is the Catheric template, and that's the crown chakra. It's related to that one. So I'm going to talk about all 7 of these. So as I go through these, I'm going to stop every 3 or so. So go ahead and ask your questions as we go through it, and then I'll go back as needed. So the first layer is the etheric body, and this is related to the root chakra. So it's usually connected. The root chakra is at the base of your spine, right next to the genitals, and it has to do with abundance, stability, and security. Its color is usually a brown or a red. I see it as bright red, but not everyone sees it as bright red, right? Now it is talking about things prior to the physical body. So this means that the energy that is going to be created in the physical body, including health problems, this is where you can kind of reset your DNA. If you've ever seen those DNA healing meditation things, I don't make those at this point. I don't feel like I'm quite ready to make those. I don't quite know exactly how I want to create those. But if you have seen them, then this is the layer of the auric field that it's working with. It's kind of a web. It's a webby layer. And so it's also a creation layer. So whenever this is clear and good, then you're going to be creating good physical health. And it's usually a light blue to gray in color. Now, whenever I look at this one, I usually see it as kind of a bluish gray. It's pretty gray to me. and it's the one that I can see the easiest. And again, you can see these with your physical eyes, your third eye, or you can simply know what color it is. And so if you can't see it with your physical eye, or whenever you close your eyes and kind of feel into your own physical body, then it just depends. Some people can see it and feel it easily. Some people have a knowingness. So I think, you know what, I think what we want to do is let's just do a test. I want to see how you experience it right now. So go ahead and tune into this. This is going to be just a couple inches outside your body, so 1 to 2 inches outside your body. And go ahead and tune into that space as best you can. And tell me the color and tell me whether it's creating something positive in this moment or whether it is on the decline. It's assisting illness or physical decline. Those are the only two things that you really need to know, okay? So go ahead and tell me in the comments, just tune in, and then I will tell you how to work through it. Okay, so Cassandra's isn't focused. Looks fine the way I have it. Okay. Okay, so Tanya's is yellow. Pay attention to layer 3, Tanya. That's likely your solar plexus is probably, that's your mental body, right? Your mental body is a little bit out of balance if it's seeping into that one. Marissa says blue seems weak. Okay, blue feels fresh. Good. Derek says, how do I see it? Okay, Derek, go ahead and close your eyes and then just ask to see the first layer of your etheric body. And then trust whatever comes up for you. Don't second guess. Second guessing is for other things, not the intuitive stuff. And so just ask for it. You will either know, you will hear the color, you will see it, or you will feel something, okay? And then report back, please, Derek. Mine is light gray, and it feels good. Excellent. Reddish orange is what I see. Okay, great, Matthew. Mine is a bit thin and weak, and it seems a good size and a good color. Good. Hazy blue looks blotchy. Claudia, that means that you want to work to smooth it out. Okay. So, seam lined with purple near the hands and yellow in the core. All right, fabulous, Teresa. I'm clairsentient and see nothing but sensed yellow. Perfect, Heather. That means your mental body is a little bit out of balance. It's kind of overpowering your etheric body, and we'll talk about that. Grayish, darker, gray with downward movement. Okay, Cassandra. And by the way, let me know if it's Cassandra. My sister has the same name, and she goes by Cassandra. So anyway. All right, great. So if you have downward movement and it feels good, Cassandra, then go ahead and keep it up. Don't worry about it. If it feels not quite right, then work on an upward movement to kind of balance it out. And just imagine that. Feels gray and ho-hum, sluggish and sinking. Okay, Jennifer, good. We're going to work on increasing that. Great. So light purple. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and take a minute or so. I'm going to be quiet over here while you do it. And if it felt out of balance at all, then go ahead and allow yourself to bring in energy that allows it to feel perfectly balanced. So trust yourself here. If it felt blotchy, you're going to go for smooth. If it feels ho-hum, then you want it to feel vibrant. If it feels sluggish, you want it to feel energized, right? If it feels okay, then just relax into what is right now. Don't force anything. You can always amp it up if that resonates with you too. Okay, so now just do another quick tune-in of that first layer. Feel into it. How does it feel? And just report back. And Cassandra, noted. Thank you for letting me know how you prefer to be called. All right. And you just want to keep playing as you work with the aura and the 7 different layers. You just want to allow yourself to start with the innermost and strive for each layer outward until it feels as good as it possibly can feel. Okay? Lighter, it became blue, almost slippery. Good smooth, so no obstruction. That's good, Claudia. Much better, says EJ. Feels a little better, but still a little tense, Malaysia. Keep working at it, Malaysia, especially after this call, since you'll be staying to the end. I think you actually might already have the meditation. I think you got it the first time I opened it up. So yeah, you just want to play with it. Still reddish orange. This time it's in motion, as if I'm traveling through a tunnel. Perfect, Matthew. If it's a good feeling, it's good, right? And Tanya says periwinkle blue and cool or cold. That's fine, Tanya. Trust yourself. If it feels good, let it be what it is. If it feels not good, then just add warmth to it, right? So basically, if it doesn't feel right, you add the opposite of what you have. So if you get blotchy, you want whatever the opposite of blotchy is, right? I really like that because it's a good visual. So I keep using that, Claudia. If it feels cool, then you want to add warmth. If it feels stagnant, you want to add energy, right? So you see how that's done? You just add opposite. A lighter in color and less dense, says Karen. Great. Still tired, but a little stronger. Great, Zipa. Great, great. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Next slide. So the 7 layers of the auric field. Layer 2, this is the emotional body. This is related to the sacral chakra. This has to do with your emotions. So Tsipa, you will want to really love and send some good energy to this one. That's what we're going to do next. This is about the emotional states. This is your dominant vibration in the moment. It outlines the physical body, but it tends to be more fluid with motion. The other one is a little bit of a web. So we tend to not see a lot of motion in the colors with that one. The colors tend to be stagnant even if they do switch colors. And it's about the emotional state. So you will want to look to this and you want to see what emotions you associate with those colors. So you will get the full spectrum of the rainbow here, and it just depends on which one comes up. This is one of the easiest for beginners to see. By the way, each layer we go up through the 7 can be a little bit more difficult for people to see. I'm here to assist you as best I can, but if you get to a layer and you have a really hard time getting it, don't worry about it. Like, this is a practice. It's safe for you to do it more than once. So anyway, you want to check in with the emotions. And next, you want to note the direction of the energy. Is it moving? And if it is moving, where is it going? Is it self-directed and looking angry? That's not what you want, because that's where you get self-blame, shame, recrimination, and depression. If it's outward and spiky, then this is where you get blaming other people, and again, it's not quite ideal. And so you want to note the direction, you want to note the color, and you want to note the motion. What's the movement like? So go ahead and close your eyes and feel into the emotional body. Feel it. It's a couple inches outside of the body. You can go, it can sometimes touch the skin, but it's usually an inch or so outside. And feel into it, and then comment whenever you're ready. I'm just going to be silent for a minute here. Okay, and go ahead and type in what you're seeing here, and then we're just gonna turn this into the same type of workshop. All right, and okay, so Jennifer says, is it normal to feel emotionally triggered trying to send energy to root? That probably means you want to check your root chakra, abundance, stability, and security. If you are feeling unsafe, then that is going to help you feel triggered whenever you are trying to balance this. Okay, so just allow yourself to give yourself some balance here. And so you really want to focus on whatever's happening. And I have a very simple litmus test. Whenever I'm doing energy healings, I'm almost done with shamanic healings. I will be in February, and I'm really just using up the ones who purchased before now. Because I'm pretty much retired. But whenever I do energy healing, I look, is this energy appropriate? And if it's not, I always add the opposite. So if you're feeling emotionally triggered, you want to bring in the feeling of security and safety. And whenever you try to send energy to the root, if it triggers it more, then you want to draw energy from the roots to see if that works as well. So you want to play with both. Could I be confusing layer 1 and 2? Cassandra asks this, and yeah, it's absolutely possible. So go ahead and just play with it. The best way to learn the 7 layers is to simply to play with all of them, right? So keep playing with it and see what makes sense for you, Cassandra. Light, yellow, soft, bouncy. Good, excellent. And Marissa says, looks like red flames going upward and outward, easier to see. Great, great. Militia, it's spinning fast in a circle. There's an angry feeling when I tune into it. What does that mean? Probably means emotionally you're angry. Like it's a pretty literal interpretation. This is the emotional body. There's an angry feeling. So there's some anger that needs to be expressed or processed, right? Or both, expressed and processed. It depends on the individual. So what you will want to look at in Militia is the throat chakra. Whenever we get to the to that layer, then you will want to see what needs to be communicated and whether this is simply a processing issue. But since this is in the emotional body, Malaysia, that means that there's some anger that you want to work at. Teresa says, felt like a cracked gray stone. All right. We usually like it to be a bit permeable. So if it feels stony, unless you actually protect your energy with like the egg protection, if that works for you, then ignore me, Teresa. But in general, if it feels hard, that means that there's a bit of stagnant energy. Cindy says she's got pink and the direction is outward. Good, Cindy. Good, good. Then that's related to the heart chakra. So that means that your heart chakra is open and active, and that's your loving space, so it's good. Swirling white pink. EJ, that's perfect. This is a good high vibe energy. It's also purifying energy, and it's heart-centered. Bluish green. This is throat chakra and heart chakra, Derek. So that's appropriate. Tanya says, ooh, okay, that doesn't fit on one screen. Hold on. Magenta and yellow field with dark whirlwind tunnel thingy burrowing into my heart area. Okay, all right. So the dark feels bad and inward, like shame and fear. Okay, Tanya, that is beautiful realization. That is talking about self-directed loathing, right? So this is the antidote to this, by the way, Tanya, is radical self-compassion, like ridiculous self-compassion. Be compassionate to yourself and with yourself for literally everything you can think of. That's going to help with that. And so what I'd like for you to do, Tanya, and anyone who's feeling similarly, is to just focus on giving yourself compassion. Put the hand over the heart. Actually, let's do that together. I like hand over the heart exercises. So everyone can use more self-compassion, in my opinion. I'm always pro-compassion. Feel the energy of your heart. And say to yourself, I love you. Thank you for always being with me. I'm sorry I haven't treated you as well as I should. I promise to take better care of your needs, especially your emotional needs, so you can feel heard and appreciated. I open myself to receiving any messages that you, my heart, feel I haven't fully received. I promise to be nice and compassionate and go easy on you, and I know you're doing the best you can, and I promise to love you deeply in action and an energy. And so it is. And Tanya and anyone else who's participating in this, just allow yourself to receive anything that your heart wishes to say to you right now. And once you've received it, say thank you. And promise yourself that you're going to take whatever action is appropriate, whether it's simply being nicer to yourself, whether there's an actual physical act you need to do in the physical world, just honor that. Okay. Sally says yellow over blue, that's good. Nita says hers is a burnt yellow and warm and moving upward. Nita, that sounds very good. Tsipa says hers is faded, very pale yellow. This makes sense. Yes. Karen says white in a circular motion. That's good, Karen. Go ahead and feel whether the circular motion feels appropriate to you or not. Allie has green rays going outwards. That's good. That means you're tapped into the heart chakra and you're sending it out. Good, good. All right. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and Tanya's feeling way better. Good. So Derek's is screaming white. Yeah, good, Sita. Okay, so whenever you're working with the emotional body, the number one thing you want to do is look at what is happening emotionally and then allow yourself to move through it. First, you always want to witness your own emotions. The more you're willing to fully witness and be present with yourself as you have emotions, the more this layer is going to stay clear and healthy. And I don't mean clear as in no color. I mean the healthy color combination, right? It's not going to look dark. It's not going to burrow towards the heart or anything else. Okay, great. We're going to move along. We're running a little bit behind, but if you've been with me for a while, you know that I like to get really deep into stuff. So I do not have any regrets here, and hopefully you don't either. All right, layer 3. This is the mental body. This is related to the solar plexus chakra. This has to do with confidence, esteem, how well you're taking action on your dreams. And when this one gets out of balance, then it turns into raging mental anxiety, and it can affect the emotional body, but thoughts will race, etc. It's associated with mental activity. It's generally a golden color web rather than the blue-gray tones of the first auric layer. And practiced aura readers can see the fully formed and half-formed ideas floating around in this layer. Really cool stuff, y'all. So this is the mental body. So this is what's in your mind. These are the projects that are being created in your mind, right? If you were to look at my aura right now and you were an experienced reader, you would be seeing my plans for 2017 floating in there because that's what I'm working on right now, right? You would be able to see my intentions for a spiritual mechanic and then my personal life, etc., right? And so whenever you look at yours, you want to see what it looks like and what it feels like, and it's associated with mental energy. Okay, so go ahead and tune in the same way we've done with the others, and I just want you to take a look at it, right? Just look at this layer. See what's floating in it. Okay, so go ahead and let me know which one, what you feel here, and then see, but yes, so the other one was about 2 to 3 inches, this is about 4 to 5 inches outside the body. And so you just want to see what that looks like, but also just trust your intuition. So this is about 4 to 6, what did I say? 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inches-ish outside the body, right? Because, wait, where are we at? Hold on. 3. 1, 2, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I have to work backwards. This is how I function. All right. And as it gets larger, I do actually start saying that in the slides. If I do this training again, I'll put all of the, excuse me, all of those distances in next time. Okay, Marissa says that she looked at mine. Marissa says that she peeped at my aura and says, and as you were talking and saw the words, classes, teaching, and writing. So good. So classes, teaching, and writing. This is accurate. I am focusing on just 2 classes for the most part next year. The Forgive the Shit Out of Your Life course is now free. If you haven't heard that, that's a thing that happened. It happened like 2 days ago. I just really felt like time, and then I'm focusing on expanding the Psychic Mechanics course and the Empath Mechanics course, and then the Professional Psychic Mechanics training, right? So that's for people who want to go pro, etc. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be working on sales pages that are actually aligned with my message. This is the hardest part of the business, y'all. Like, I recognize we're talking about spiritual stuff, but I also run a business, and sales pages that are also perfectly spiritually aligned with what I want to say, that's hard stuff. It's hard stuff, but that's what I'm focusing on. So great. Malaysia says, golden colored, almost like the gold is dirty, and pressure in the front of my head. Okay, this is perfect, Malaysia. Goldenrod color. If the gold feels dirty, whenever you work on the energy of it, you want to clear the gold. You want it to feel vibrant instead of dirty. You want it to feel clear and clean instead of dirty. And then the pressure should feel like expansion, right? So instead of pressure, you want to allow expansion in the front of your head. Unless the pressure feels good, Malaysia, in which case ignore me. Tanya says it's an orange cocoon of spikes pointed inward. I can't see the ideas because of all the orange spike prison blocking it all. Great, Tanya. This is very good information. First, Tanya, just notice the words, right? This is why this is so valuable, because you have these cocoon of spikes, so mentally you are blocking yourself and prisoning yourself with orange, which is the sacral chakra, and it has to do with emotions. So you will want to play with and explore what are the past events that created a really negative emotional experience within you that you are using to keep yourself stuck, right? That's your long-term work. Your short-term work is to release the spikes. What I want you to do, Tanya, and yours is so visceral and such a good imagery, what I recommend you do is just allow yourself to see all those spikes and bless them. And you bless them by simply saying, thank you so much for protecting me. I appreciate the service you have done for me. I release you. I no longer need this protection. And I allow myself to feel comfortable and confident in living my purpose through action. Right? Now, this is appropriate action. So this might mean meditation. It might mean clarifying your dreams. It might mean getting an appropriate healer or therapist to assist you. But this is going to assist you. So go ahead and take the time, Tanya, right now to work on that. I'm going to go ahead and go through this. Getting an absence of color, spongy texture, and yeah, so that's similar to the web. That's right, Claudia. So what I'd like for you to do, Claudia, is if there's a color that feels good to you, infuse this layer with that color, right? Because that's going to help. Bright yellow, very light, soft, and vibrating. Cheryl, this is what you want it to look like. Unless something doesn't feel good, keep it as it is. Claudia says maybe gray, not absence of color. Claudia, again, just focus on the energy of it. Cindy says, I'm seeing a mustard color with black specks. Good, Cindy. So this means that you've got some negative thoughts that are seeking in, but you've got some really good positive thoughts there too. You've got a positive canvas with black specks, right? So you're either taking your negative thoughts too seriously or you're having too many of them. Usually it's a little bit of both. It's okay to have some negative thoughts, like we're humans. We have brains, and the brain is really good at creating negative thoughts, but we do not have to take it seriously. As soon as we do, that's when it starts affecting the energy. right? So if we take negative thoughts seriously, then we get those black specks. So what you want to do, Cindy, is release any negative thoughts, and also just imagine that the color releases all of those black specks. And if the mustard feels really good to you, if you like that color, keep it. If you don't, clear it up to a yellow that you like. So, and you do that through imagining it, using your intention and focus. Cheryl sees hearts flowing around. Good. Cassandra is moving very slowly around, murky, yellowish, marbled pattern. As long as it feels good, Cassandra, that's good. If it feels too slow, just imagine it going faster. Mine is golden happy. Excellent. I have lots of comments. All right, so I'm going to see if Cassandra, if you don't see details, don't worry about it. Sometimes this takes practice, and other times it means that those details just haven't come to light yet. And Tsipa is having trouble sensing this one. Don't worry about it. If it feels like it needs something, Tsipa, go ahead and add it. But if you're not sensing something, just trust that it doesn't need any attention right now. So just see if it is asking you for anything. Bright yellow and shining outwardly and feels wide open. That's perfect, Nita. That's what you want. And yeah, Tsipa then says it could be because I'm mentally drained, and I agree. It's black with white lines that look like DNA strands waving through. EJ, if that feels good to you, keep it. If it doesn't, allow yourself to visualize something that feels better, right? So again, you may have noticed, but I have very simple rules for clearing it. Purple mist, Ali, if that feels good, that sounds like a good color combo. Took on the golden color nicely, thank you. Feels heavy. Okay, then you want to release those black lines. It could be ancestral stuff that's feeling heavy right now. Whenever you get something like DNA showing up, then the first thing you want to look at is if you have anything genetic that you want to clear. So if you have a genetic condition, then you want to clear your thoughts about it, right? Remember, this is mental body. You're looking at thoughts. DNA has to do with genetic stuff or ancestors. Ancestors are also genetic. So you want to look at both, and you want to release it. And so allow those black lines to just simply go away. Send them love and light. If it feels like it's ancestral, then you want to send it thankfulness and gratitude. That's what allows it to transmute. Thankfulness and gratitude. And if you have trouble finding things to be thankful for, just keep at it until you do. After blessing and releasing the spikes, I feel like a lobster who just had to shed its shell to get a bigger one. It feels very vulnerable. Great, Tanya. The lobster is better than the orange spike prison. Yes, it is, Tanya. So this is normal, Tanya. We have those kinds of energies because they're supposed to protect us. So the vulnerability that you're experiencing means you're doing it right. So congratulations. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to move along, and I'm going to try not to read every comment. I'm sorry, but we'll be here until like 8 p.m. my time, 11 p.m. Eastern, if I don't get this under control. But we're definitely doing layer 4, and then we'll start going a little bit slower and just trusting to find everything. So this is the astral body. Now, different experts speak differently about where the auric, the astral body is. I see it in layer 4, and I understand that you might experience it differently, so don't worry about it. Like, honestly, please do not get hung up on this. Okay, so the colors tend to match with the emotional body, but are more vibrant and can be rose tinted. So if you had a rose tint in the emotional body, then that means that you've got a good, strong heart chakra. The heart chakra is your love center. You receive loving support, and you give heart-centered service to the world. That's what the heart chakra is all about. And so what you want to do is simply tune in and feel into this one. It should be emotional body. It should match the emotional body. And this is the intuitional compassionate body. This is where we feel compassion without getting caught up in other people's stuff. So who was it who, I forget who it was, but someone was having trouble taking on other people's stuff. They were feeling everyone's everything. This is the one you want to strengthen, because then you can feel complete compassion for someone without feeling the burden of their struggle. Okay, so go ahead and look at this one. I'm going to be silent again, and then report in the comments. Good. Yellow and pink. Good. So as you look at this one, we're going to do the healing with it. I think you're getting the hang of how I do this at this point. So as you look at this one, feel into it. Is there anything that looks like you want to clear it out? Like, is there anything that doesn't quite look right to you? It doesn't feel right to you? Go ahead and clear that out. Does it need more movement or less movement? Does it need more rose tintedness, or is it the perfect color? Okay, Nita says it's very light pink, seems very thin and airy. Nita, I would, unless it feels really good to you already, I would probably amp it up. I'd probably make it a little bit stronger pink. And if it feels thin, I would make it a little thicker. If it feels perfect to you, don't mess with it, right? Like, that's number one rule. And so you just want to amp it up a little bit. Cheryl says deep rose and purple. Good. Pink and glittery. I'm always about the glitter. Bright purple and bright pink. Great. Rose, but also a border of flames around the bottom. It feels empathically wounded. Okay. So if you feel emotionally burned, Tsipa, especially by the world, the outside world, then you will want to give yourself space. So what you want to do, whenever you see flames, you want to add a nice cooling green or blue, a mint type color to that area, and a soothing energy. So allow yourself to just give some cool energy to that area that feels empathically wounded. Send peace. And I keep getting the word mint for you, Tsipa. I'm not technically tuned in, but I'm doing energy work with everyone. Cassandra says she struggles with heart balance. Even when you said heart, I began to feel a strong tug from my heart. That's excellent, Cassandra. So not the struggle. So how you can work with this is to simply keep asking with the heart what it needs. If you feel that tug, ask what you're being led to. So the tug is a pull, especially if it feels like a tug forward, like almost like someone's pulling at the heartstrings and trying to pull you forward. That usually means there's something in your purpose that you want to focus on that needs more appropriate attention, and you're a little bit out of integrity with your divine purpose here. Green with anticipation. That's great, Derek. I blew out all the denseness, and now it's a pale pink and puffy. Great, Cheryl. And Jennifer says this one feels warmer, fuzzier, and lighter. I'm not catching on to seeing. You don't have to see anything. Jennifer, if you feel it, go with the feeling. Don't force yourself to see things. It's just, these are generally visual things. So every time I say see, imagine I say feel for you. Because you're clairsentient, don't force yourself to be clairvoyant. It's safe for you to feel it, and just make sure that it feels appropriate, feels pleasant and good, etc. Nita says, I'm adding more pink. Great, great. I sprinkled it with water and brew moss on it. Seems like what it wanted. Perfect, Tsipa. Cassandra says, I'm having trouble right now. My heart chakra feels ripped open. Okay, and I can't close it to keep focusing on the auras. So here's the thing, Cassandra. It may be that you don't need to work on the aura. It might be that you need to feel the heart, right? There's emotions there. There's messages there. There's processing, integration. And it's safe for you to have a fully broken open heart, right? That's a lot of what's being called for right now in the world, or people being appropriately open. If this is what your heart is asking you to do, allow yourself to trust that process. Karen says red. If that feels good to you, Karen, keep it. If it feels like a bleeding sensation, go ahead and imagine that energy being healed and not necessarily in a bleeding fashion. So it just depends on how you experience it, Karen. Trust yourself. Corsican mint, I don't know what that is. Sorry, Tsipa, not well versed. Is red why I have trouble with relationships? It It would depend if it's red. Good question, Karen. So if it's red and it feels like it's bleeding, then what's going to happen is it's going to be hard to create appropriate boundaries. So you're going to feel like you have to be in everyone's business energetically, and it's going to be hard to trust. If it's appropriately pink, then, or green, green's a good color here, but it's usually rose tinted, then what's going to happen is it's going to feel compassionate, and you're not going to necessarily want to get into other people's energy. I don't know if that resonates with you, Karen, because I'm really not reading your energy. I'm only telling you about the colors I see. So Cassandra, I wouldn't recommend trying to close it right now. Try to tune in, but seeing unknown faces of people. All right, Gail. So whenever you tune into the heart layer of the auric field, the astral body, you simply send those faces love. Because whatever those unknown faces are, either the people that are energetically there for you to help at some point, or people you've accidentally energetically connected to and taken on their energy, etc. But simply send them love until you can feel your own energy. And if it takes a little bit more and you need to do it on your own later, that's fine. Ali says white shimmer. Okay, so the heart wound feels like it's about to split up to the throat now. Cassandra, that means that you've got some communication that's about to come through. So that's good. That's good, because that's the next one. All right, so we know the process by now. We're still recording everything, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to record everything. So we have the etheric template body. This is the throat chakra layer. Throat chakra is your communication center. And this is where sound creates matter, right? So it extends 1 to 2 feet from the physical body. Look, Tsipa, I actually put in the spaces now. So 1 to 2 feet from the physical body. And if you're familiar with drumming circles, toning, mantras, chanting, or anything else that focuses on sound, it helps attune to this layer. So basically, this is the layer that gets attuned during sound washing, toning, etc. If you're familiar with those. So whenever you say mantras out loud or affirmations, this is the layer that helps with. Cassandra, I highly recommend you check into this one. This one is just going to be whatever color it is. So this can be the entire rainbow, but this is where you use sound to heal. So it's really important. Like, sound is crucial for this one. Both the sounds you make, the words you say, and the sounds you listen to. Okay. So go ahead and take a look at this one. And what I want you to do as you look at this one is just tell me about it. Now, what I'd recommend you to do on your own later is I do recommend that you play with sound, right? Especially if this feels wounded in any way. So, Cassandra, I'm going to recommend that you listen to some drumming style music, some of that toning. Also, you'll have the meditation from a little bit later. And so I want you to go ahead and play with that and see what it does for you, right? Like, I can't really play it here due to technology reasons, but you will want to play with sound. Okay. Okay, Cheryl says, feels dark blue and purple, sounds deep. Blue with clear energy, flow. This is a good one. Green and yellow, feels airy. I started humming. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you a minute to just play with it. If you want to add something to it, add something to it. So far, most of this sounds pretty good. Okay, so grayish blue feels weak. Cindy, go ahead and imagine whatever it feels like it needs. So add strength. And then if it feels like it needs another color, add a different color. It feels deflated and abandoned, gray and wrinkly. All right, Siva. So again, go ahead and give it companionship and anything that allows it to feel not deflated. So kind of dig into the deflated feeling. Is it deflated and abandoned? Is it deflated and there's no support? Is it deflated because it doesn't have enough energy, it's used up, etc.? So go ahead and feel into that, etc. pocked with holes like it has osteoporosis. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and send this one love in whatever way feels appropriate. Again, look for what it's missing. So with holes, you want to give it completion. You want to fill those holes instead of having the osteoporosis. And so EJ's is light yellow and vibrant, blue and spongy. All right, if the sponginess feels good to you, Derek, don't mess with it. If it wants a little more support, add more support. If it doesn't want the sponginess and wants to be airy, add that, but trust yourself there. See what it wants. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move along. And so this is the celestial body. This is related to the brow chakra. The brow chakra has to do with intuition, receiving intuitive guidance, trusting the universe, and taking appropriate action on the intuitive guidance, and also making sure that you actually understand the intuitive guidance. So the celestial body is where spiritual ecstasy is experienced. So it extends 2 to 3 feet out from the physical body. This is a master level layer. So what I would love for you to do is to infuse this with love and light and feel it as clearly as possible and add what you want, and then comment when you're done. This process is pretty much the same. You will want to invite the feeling of oneness with the God self, so the divinity that is within you. All right, so that's what you want to invite in, this experience of oneness. And so continue to do anything that supports that or welcome it in. And then whenever you have a thought or a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. Okay, Tsiba asks, I'm sorry, but what did you say about following intuitive guidance? And so Tsiba, what I said is that it's about appropriately following it, trusting the intuitive guidance, interpreting it accurately, and then following it with trust in the universe. Hope that clarifies. Okay, I would love for you to sit with this for just a minute. I have to do a quick break, and then I will be back in 1 or 2 minutes. So what I want you to do is to really feel into the oneness with the God self. Welcome that energy, and whenever I get back here, go ahead and comment, and then I want to talk about it with you. Okay, lovies, how did it go? I hope that purple and I feel it up my spine and it makes me feel really high and happy. Great, Derek, that's what it's supposed to. White, swirling blue, purple, and white. Top half felt clear and glassy. Bottom half was hazy and dark. Infused with white, and it started to clear up. Great, Claudia, that's exactly what you want to do. Beautiful, 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 all of you all. All right, so if you have questions, you want to go ahead and ask me those questions that you have. It's white light meditation never works, but when I reached out to it and let it in, I felt great. Yeah. So Tanya, now you have a successful way to play with white light. You know, everyone's different with white light. So it's one of those things that's hugely transformative, but it's also wise to just play with it and see what works for you. Seepa's is radiant purple and clear, but weak but good. Excellent, Seepa. Don't worry about you've already mentioned that you're tired and a little wiped, so it's normal for it to be a little bit weak. White and sparkly, says Teresa. Deep, deep blue, felt kind. Oh, I like that, Cassandra. Started off gray and cloudy, now much brighter and white. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent job, you all. I'm trying to get rid of saying you guys, so hence that, because I don't like that term. Okay, so you all y'all. I'm from Kansas, I can pull that one off. All right, so this is the Catheric template, crown chakra. This is the 7th layer, layer 7. So this is the one that takes the most practice to really, truly experience. So I'm going to encourage you to play with this, get as close as you can to experiencing this, but no beating yourself up if you don't get this perfectly, all right? So I'm not gonna, there's no shame in practicing this and not hitting it exactly. I struggle with getting this every time I want to. All right, it extends 2.5 to 3.5 feet from the body. It's egg-shaped around the aura and contains all the other auric layers, and it is all about the direct knowing that we are one with the Creator. If you notice the last one, it's the feeling of oneness, right? The emotional feeling. And then now with the Catheric template, this is the pure, direct knowledge that we are one with the Creator. It is no longer a feeling of oneness, it is now knowing of oneness. So this takes it to a whole new level. It's pure knowledge. So what I want you to do is look at this one and allow yourself to know that you are one with the Creator. I want you to take 2 minutes to do this and feel into it and trust yourself. Again, look at it, see what's happening, add and replace anything that needs to be added or replaced, clear anything that needs to be cleared, and I will be here with you to answer questions as we go through it. Okay, so go ahead and let me know how it's going. I'm going to start answering some questions. Feel free to mute things if you want for a few minutes, if you just want to keep playing with this. It's okay to mute me. You doing what is best for you is more important than you hearing my words. There's going to be a replay. All right, so Cassandra says, I'm working with white light can make me feel overly open and exposed. Should I embrace and work through that, or should I try other things instead? Since you use the word overly, Cassandra, I'm going to recommend that you dial down the white light. It's safe to use white light any time that it resonates, but it's also safe for you to use other colors or other energy clearing techniques. Most people end up using white light whenever they want to heal a lot of wounds that are kind of buried, right? That's its purpose. But if they're already on the surface and you're already working with them, then it can feel like too much. And other people don't have that experience at all, by the way. So some people, are just thrilled with working with white light forever, and they're super happy to do it, and they feel fabulous every single time. So trust your own energy system. If it feels overly open and overly exposed, then do something that feels good. It's safe to do the energy techniques that feel good. Okay. Derek says, my whole body vibrates so much, I am tired. We're almost done. So that's good. That's good. Heather says, deep purple open, slight pressure. My energy seems to skip over the middle of my back, goes numb, and I feel the energy when it reaches the lower back. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't worry about, if it feels okay, I'd let it be. Heather, if there's anything that feels that needs to be balanced, go ahead and do it. Did a little tornado spiral downwards to clear stagnant energy in it. Can't see it, but I can feel where it begins and ends. That's perfect, Claudia. You don't have to see it for it to be powerful, right? So then Nita says, feels beautiful, feel pulled upward and connected to love. Excellent. Teresa experienced a glowing celestial sort of feeling, got chills. Excellent. Bright glowing yellow, white. Perfect. Feel so good. Excellent. Okay, great. Jennifer says, does it make sense to feel better in the higher layers than the closer? Yes, Jennifer, because the closer you are, the more you are into the physical world. And if you're an energy healer by nature, then you're going to feel more at home in those outer layers. So this is the same, I call it top heavy in the chakra system. So if you're better at working with the crown, the brow, and the throat and heart chakras, then it's usually you're top heavy energetically, right? And then if you struggle with abundance and physical and emotional vibration throughout the day and confidence, etc., then this is just the normal energy pattern. It's normal for healers to feel that. So good. Crown feels good and open. Tanya says it feels walking barefoot in the grass and how the trees and grass pulse and exchange energy with this. This way felt easier to feel and access in the emotional and orange spike plane. I love this one. Great, Tanya. It felt good. I was told that the deep pain and shadow allows extreme love and goodness to show up in reaction to it. Great, Sipa. Looks like the universe clear and forevery. I like that, Sipa, especially forevery. I'm going to steal that. That makes so much sense. I tend to feel lighter, brighter energy in the top half than the more stagnant, darker in the bottom half. Thank you. You're welcome, Claudia. All right. So those are the 7 layers. Now you know how to work with them. It's really that simple. Originally, I had planned to give you a handout that we would go over live, but honestly, we've done enough energy work now that, number one, I hope you're drinking water. Drink water tonight. But I want you to have this as a bonus. It's the aura strengthening exercise. There's 4 different exercises. So, oh wait, I think I have another slide before that. Okay, so let me talk for a minute about why I do the 4 layers whenever I'm doing a reading. So whenever I'm doing a reading, which I don't do anymore, so I'm retired. I now train people to do this, but I don't do it myself anymore. But I look at the 4 layers, the first 4 layers when doing a reading. Why? Number one, the chakras show the long-term process. Like, what is the person thinking, feeling? What are the belief systems? What's the energy connection? So I find chakras to be really, really in-depth. So I don't spend that much time in the aura, because whenever I do readings or energy healings, my job is to make a more permanent shift, right? So whenever you are working with this, it's very wise to look at all 7. Whenever I'm doing a reading, if you're a professional reader, I recommend chakras over the auras, but the auras are beautiful as well, so you don't have to miss them, right? And so I want to look at what is the client currently experiencing in their physical life, right? That's basically the first 4 layers are about, and why they want a reading. So if I look at their very first layer, and I see that it is dark and downward, I know that their health is probably spiraling downward, or is not well, or they're heading towards something that they're not going to enjoy, right? So that's what I tend to look for. And also, I know that people are not going to request readings whenever they're experiencing direct knowing and oneness with the divine, because they're already there. So I don't really look there, because I know that, again, whenever people reach out to a reading, that's generally a sign that they are not looking for, like they're not experiencing divine. Now, of course, the guides usually tell them how to experience more divine in their life. It's highly individual, but that's generally not why they're coming to me. And again, the 7 chakras do a pretty good job. And the chakras, yeah, so I've mentioned it all now. So I try to look at the problems in the physical life, because I try to focus on that. So that's why I focus on those. And how the chakra and the aura are connected. I talked about this quite a bit already. Chakras show the long-term energy patterns. So if I'm looking at your solar plexus and it's all kinds of chaotic, and I look at your aura and it is calm and focused, then I know that your normal is that you have chaotic energy, but you've been working on it, and for right now anyway, you have some focus. And also, since the chakra hasn't changed, I know that it's likely to not change unless you do some more work with that solar plexus, right? Does that make sense? So it depends on how they correlate, because you can interpret what is happening based on correlation. And this is true for you as well. You can figure out what's happening with you by using the power of correlation. So if you look at your, so if you have a recent hit in the, very good, I used that same one. I used the same example. It was excellent. Good on me. Cassandra says, most of the layers I saw, more like new, kind of a thin 1/2 inch to 1.5 tops. Is this significant? Cassandra, that probably means you have a collapsed aura system. So you really should have an aura that is about 2 to 3 feet outside of your body, 2 to 3.5 feet outside your body, right? It doesn't have to be forever outside of your body, but you really should have one that's outside of your body that much, because that's the healthy thickness, right? So it's 2 to 3 inches for each one until you get to the last 2. Those are supposed to be about 1 foot apiece, roughly. So good question, Cassandra. Okay, Derek is commuting, so thank you for being here. And if you feel it going up and down your spine, Derek, then you will want to look into Kundalini energy. I'm not teaching that today, but your Kundalini could be activating. I cannot promise that. I don't know specifically, but anytime someone tells me energy is going up and down their spine, I encourage you to look up Kundalini. Heather says, I love using vortex energy and have a hard time trusting because I can't see it. Must have taken a double dose of the amnesia meds before coming into existence. I like that, Heather. I like that. Whenever I walk into a room or elevator or office, I know immediately who is in pain, who is sick with cancer, etc., etc. What's the best way to turn this off? Nita, you want to focus on grounding your energy. The very meditation we did at the very beginning, and also the heart chakra layer. So layer 4 is where you can experience it without getting involved, because you want to do 2 things. You want to be grounded so that you don't experience it as much. And number 2, you want to make sure that you aren't overly concerned, even if someone else is experiencing a problem, right? And then the 3rd thing you want to do is you want to practice the difference between a receiving state, which empaths are usually in most of the time, and a giving state. In a giving state, you're giving energy outward, but it's not necessarily coming into you, right? So sometimes when people come to me for a healing session, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. So Nita, you want to just work on sending energy out, but not appropriately. You want to feel into it. So if you look on YouTube, I have a video called How to Control Your Energy. And so just look, Spiritual Mechanic, How to Control Your Energy. I had brown hair in it, and I was wearing a yellow shirt. Because I really can't remember that, actually. And then I talk about this specifically, so I'd really recommend you Google that. That's a really good question. All right, so now, okay, I have a handout for you. If you look down, there's a handout. Go ahead and download it if you want. And then I'll be sending a link to it in the email, the follow-up email after this webinar. So go ahead and enjoy it. If you look down, it's underneath the questions. There's a little thing that says handouts. Go ahead and download it and enjoy it. And so I talk about aura strengthening. This is basic aura strengthening, right? This isn't as in-depth as what we just did, because all of these can be done in about 5 minutes. And then it has a worksheet. You can try all of them, including drawing infinity symbols in the aura. This protects the aura. Nita, I recommend you try this too. Gold or white light. Not everyone likes gold or white light. Doesn't work for everyone, but it's okay. try it and see if it works for you. Creating an egg around the auric field. This is the one that so many of my clients just adore, but doesn't work for me personally, right? Because we're all individuals. And mirrors, basically putting mirrors in your aura so you don't necessarily let other people in. So this is a great little file. If you don't see it, it will be in the email out that I'm going to send in about an hour or two. I think it'll be an hour. All right, so I'm going to see if there are any other questions. All right, so bonus meditation. Yay, it's bonus meditation time. All right, hold on. I need to get this meditation for you. You will also get, you will go ahead and get a reminder of the meditation. Whenever you, sorry, I lost my train of thought. This is what happens when I try to copy paste. Anyway, so whenever you get your follow-up email, the meditation will be there too. I want to make sure that you get this because this is really powerful. Please do not use this if you are pregnant, if you have a pacemaker, or if you are prone to seizures. Please, please, please. This uses powerful audio technology. It is paired with a Schumann's resonance. This is 7.83, if I remember everything correctly right this second. Hertz. So that's the same frequency that the earth vibrates at. This is going to clear your energy, get you centered here in this physical world in a good, healthy way, etc. Cassandra says, wow, I have my work cut out for me. Thank you so much. This is my first time seeing any of my aura layers. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Marissa says, holy crap. I think that's a good holy crap. Anyway, so let me send it to all. I'm going to go ahead and try to send it. I don't know where I'm supposed to send it, actually, so I'm going to try this again. Oof. Send. All right, there we go. That's the right place. All right. So if you look in your chat box, you should see the link. If you don't see it, don't worry about it. Let me know if you do see it, but I am going to send it out again. So I found it. Oh, I'm pregnant. Is there anything else I should know to go along with this webinar? Hi, Cassandra. Sorry, messed up. Anyway, so what you should know is go ahead and practice the 7 layers. You don't have to worry about that. Congratulations on your pregnancy. Scientists haven't really found anything, but doctors don't sign off on anything until it takes them a long time if you're pregnant. So I really don't necessarily recommend it. If you tune in and it feels perfect for you and you're willing to take that risk, go for it. But I really don't necessarily recommend it. I cannot legally recommend it. I'd recommend that you use the normal chakra meditation. You should have that somewhere. If you're on my normal email list, it's something that I have for free. If you don't, email admin@spiritualmechanic.com and I will get that to you because it is free. And Pammy says, thanks, you're welcome. And so we have to use it tonight before midnight. Sipa, you can download it anytime. Originally I was going to take it off, but I never do because people can't make it to the end because I spend forever talking about stuff. So I can't take it down at midnight. So please do download it. It should be downloadable, right? And download it, use it to enjoy it, right? I get it. Thank you. Good. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So let me pull this back up. All right, so please enjoy. So I want to talk to you about the meditation bundle. I'm actually going to give you an offer now. So if you're happy with this and you're not open to hearing about an offer, I'm fine with that. You know, like I'm 100% about giving you as much value as I can. I'm not into high pressure sales because I'm allergic to that, and that's terrible for empaths and sensitives. So I'm not going to do that to you. But I am going to tell you about my meditation bundle. So if you want to hear about it, here it is. What is the meditation bundle? I've been in business for 5 years now, and over that time I have created quite a few meditations. So this is a bundle of every meditation I've created, plus the enhanced version that allows you to get into a deeper meditative state. So again, this has both the ones that are in the deep meditative state, the one that has the audio technology, and it has all of the same meditations without that technology. So for instance, Cassandra, if this resonated with you and you're pregnant, then you still get all of those meditations without the enhanced meditations, but you can still come in later if you want and get more meditations on, right? So, and they're paired with audio technology called binaural beats and isochronic tones. And so binaural beats are tones that are slightly different in each ear. So the tones, one is slightly higher pitch, one is slightly lower pitch. And because they're a little bit different, it induces certain brainwave states. This was discovered, I believe, I actually think binaural beats were discovered early 1900s. I don't remember the exact date, but it started being seriously studied in the 1970s. And isochronic tones tend to be a little bit more powerful, and they do the same thing only with pulsing beats, certain number of beats per second. So it's a bit of a sound of like a helicopter, a little bit I have been told, but it's really good at getting the brain into particular brainwave states that allows you to be in a deep meditative state. And I design them specifically for the purpose of the meditation. So I customize it for each one. And yes, Claudia, this is the same meditation bundle that I sent out recently. And so it's very safe and it's very effective. And I also added the originals, which I already told you. So the meditations that are included, I'm going to tell you very briefly. Schumann's resonance and the chakra clearing meditation. You got this tonight. You do not need to, I forgot an N. Look at that. Anyway, but this is the Schumann's resonance. There's supposed to be another N in the Schumann's. Connecting to your spirit guides meditation. Past life trauma healing. So this is from the reincarnation mechanics course. Integrating soul lessons meditation. This helps you integrate both past life and current life soul lessons that you are struggling with. Future life exploration. Yes, you actually can explore future lives. I've done it. It's wonderful. You get to see what you're on track for. And if you like it, you keep doing whatever you want to do. If you don't like it, then you can create some new intentions now, right? That's part of the fun of that one. Past life exploration. This allows you to know who you are in a previous life. I've got an energy clearing meditation, a 10-minute relaxation meditation, forgiveness alchemy meditation, and trusting the universe to guide you. These are different, these all have slightly different frequencies. Most of them are alpha, right? So alpha wave allows you to be in a psychic receiving state and relaxed. So, okay, gonna see if I have any questions. Thank you so much for today. I will need to practice some more as I seem to get stuck on layer 3. That's fine, EJ. And wonderful. So glad you're here. Thank you for always making a comfortable space. I never feel or low occupied when I watch or attend your classes. Thank you, Heather. I work very hard to do that. And so, all right, so more of the meditations. I wasn't done. Focus with money, abundance, subliminal meditation. Basically, you can use this while reading or studying or working or relaxing. Do not use it when driving. That's the thing that you can't do. Don't drive. Don't operate heavy machinery. Don't perform surgery. But you can do it when relaxing, studying, working, etc. Then you have focus with subliminal forgiveness messages to be used in the same way. This allows you to be awake and alert. And then we also have subliminal forgiveness prayers, and then one with the Ho'oponopono background. So this is audible. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. In the background. Some people love it. Some people find it distracting. So I do both, right? So I've got all of these subliminals, which I prefer, and then I've got one with the background because Ho'oponopono is a powerful forgiveness and clearing phrase. And if you can be doing it while you're also reading, studying, working, or relaxing, then that makes life so much better. Plus, it increases your focus. I designed these to increase your focus. So if you struggle with focus, these are your go-to. Okay. And so, Melisha says, I love this, thank you. Marissa says, I often fell asleep during meditation. Should I be working harder to stay awake? No, Marissa, if you're tired and you fall asleep during meditations, it usually means your body needs rest and it's accessing that rest state. So that's good. That's good. All right. So, all right. So how much does this cost? It's $97. This was the introductory price. And honestly, I like it. I'm not really feeling like I want to change the price. So let me go ahead and share that link. It will be available through the, what's it called? Whenever I email you later, right, then you will get this same link, and it will be up for about 48 hours. About 48 hours from now, I'll take it down. It's Thursday, so probably Sunday, because no one wants to be trying to figure out internet stuff on a Saturday. But Sunday evening, I'll take it down. And so you can go ahead and purchase now if you want. Invite you to. And if it resonates with you, absolutely. And then I do add you manually, so just know it's going to take me about tomorrow before I can add you. Okay, and so you also have a 100% satisfaction 30-day guarantee. So if you use this meditation, I've designed it to be deeply healing, I've designed it to be transformative, and I want you to be happy. And if you're not happy, I don't want to keep your money, right? Like that makes me feel bad. So you just email me. You email me at admin@spiritualmechanic.com. I might actually have a helper at that point. And so me or the helper will refund you your money. And that is okay with me. I am not going to force you to pay for something that you do not enjoy. So if you do not enjoy this, I want to refund your money. That being said, I get really good reviews on this. So you can go ahead. There's a little checkout page. You are welcome to buy now. And it looks like someone has joined me. Let me know if you actually want me to out you. I never know. You know, other people out people. They're like, yes, I would definitely like to. All right, I used to fall asleep, Melisha says. Will you sell them separately? Karen, you can email me with what you want. Tifa says she bought it and she's stoked. Okay, so I can out you. Well, welcome, Tifa. I'm excited. Karen, go ahead and email me at admin@spiritualmechanic.com. And if you know which ones you want, just let me know. But in general, I sell them as a bundle because whenever I was pricing out individually, I wanted to sell them at like $20 individually. So if I bulk them up, I feel fine with the $97 price tag. But if you want more than like 5, it's not very cost effective. You know, you just want 1 or 2, then absolutely, let's talk about it. And so, all right. Great. Any other questions that anyone have? So we can go to the Q&A section now. So if you have any questions about anything we've covered or the meditations, go ahead and let me know. And I'm happy to answer those questions. So, you know, like while you're formulating questions, if you have them, just let me say that I am so deeply honored to do this with you. This is my pleasure to do. I really love doing this work. This is my favorite work to do, and I'm going to be doing more classes next year. I don't know what that's going to look like yet exactly. I know what the first quarter is going to look like. That's already planned. But if you know what you want to learn more of, then it's as simple as emailing me. So you're welcome, Jennifer. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give some time for some questions. Katie says, this is the best part of my week so far. Thanks for supporting us as always. You know, you're welcome, Katie. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Very pleased to be here for you. And plus, it's a bright spot on my week as well. So it's truly an honor and a pleasure. All right. So let me see here. I lost my page. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I deeply appreciate it. Gail asked, are the forgiveness meditations effective for forgiving oneself? Yes, that's they're designed specifically so that you can forgive yourself or others, Gail. So I highly recommend that you use them for that because, I mean, it's really about, most forgiveness starts with needing to forgive the self anyway. There's exceptions to that, of course, but yeah, absolutely. And Julie says, thank you and have a great night. You too. And I'm so glad you're feeling relaxed now. And you're welcome, Marissa. And you're a rock star too. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I'm over and out. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And keep working with those layers. And I will see you next time. I have to figure out how to end this. Okay.